Welcome! Let's take a look at old America through photos comparing then and now. It's a nostalgia trip you won't want to miss. In 1863, artist Alfred Waud sat perched on a rock in Devil's Den, capturing the chaos of the second day at Gettysburg. Today, the same central boulder and surrounding rocks identify the spot where Waud sat, preserving the exact moment in time. In 1916, the Chief Joseph Ranch in Darby, Montana, was a quiet homestead, far from the spotlight. Now, it's the iconic setting of the Dutton family's ancestral home in the TV show Yellowstone, bringing the ranch into the hearts of millions. In 1913, veteran Francis A. Coolin, sergeant of the 68th Pennsylvania Infantry, proudly points to his name on the Pennsylvania Memorial as the younger generation looks on. Today, the thousands of names on the memorial are still clearly visible, a lasting tribute to the soldiers who fought. In 1939, a photo was taken from Fort McHenry, overlooking the Patapsco River with vessels dotting the water. Today, the view remains largely the same, with Fort McHenry still standing strong as a symbol of American history overlooking the river. In 1946, three great battleships, USS Indiana, USS Massachusetts, and USS Alabama, were docked at the Embarcadero in San Francisco. Today, the piers remain, but the battleships are long gone, leaving only history to mark their place in time. In 1925, America's first public beach, Revere Beach, was a bustling destination with a lively boardwalk and amusement rides. Today, the beach is still open to the public, but the grand amusements are now just a memory. In 1911, steam engines powered along the Lackawanna Railroad's Sussex branch, a vital rail link through rural New Jersey. By 2021, the tracks were long gone, replaced by the Sussex Branch Trail, now part of Alamuchi Mountain State Park. In the 1920s, the granite face of Mount Rushmore stood untouched, waiting to be transformed into an American landmark. Today, the monument stands as one of the most iconic symbols of the United States. In 1959, John F. Kennedy's Boston apartment served as a base during his rise to the presidency. Today, the building still stands, a quiet reminder of the former president's time in the city. In the 1950s, this quiet corner of Tallmadge Road and Hattrick Road in Rootstown, Ohio, looked much different than it does today. On August 23, 2024, the same intersection remains, transformed by time and progress. In the 1950s, the Pines Resort in Fallsburg, New York, was a bustling vacation spot in the heart of the Catskills. Today, the once thriving resort stands in ruins, a haunting reminder of its former glory. In 1901, Henry Warner Riddle proudly owned the first electric car in Ravenna, captured in this historic photo. Today, buildings on the southeast corner of East Main Street and Hickory Way stand where this early piece of automotive history once rolled by. Built in 1923, Erie Steam Locomotive number 2938 is seen here just north of the Erie Railroad Passenger Station, near the Detroit Superior Bridge. A more recent photo taken on April 8, 2022, shows how much the landscape has changed over the years. In 1861, Fort Sumter stood at the center of the Civil War's first conflict, flying the Confederate flag with a hotshot furnace visible on the left. Today, the fort still stands, a preserved reminder of the war's opening battle. In 1880, Horace Reed and his family gathered at Cornelius Reed's home. Cornelius, pictured third from the right, helped fund Ravenna's 1924 public library. Today, the second Empire-style home still stands at Meridian Street and Riddle Avenue. In 1974, this Arco gas station served drivers at 3 East Avenue on the Tallmadge Circle in Tallmadge, Ohio. Today, it's Mike's Service Center, continuing the location's long history of serving the community. The historic Captain John Rogers home stands at 4193 Tallmadge Road, near the center of Rootstown, Ohio. Today, the home remains a lasting piece of Rootstown's history. In 1937, New York Harbor bustled with activity, a vital gateway for trade and travel. By 2019, the harbor remains an iconic symbol of New York, with its skyline ever evolving. In the 1910s, Fifth Avenue in Midtown Manhattan offered a glimpse of a rapidly growing New York City. Today, the same view reflects over a century of change in the heart of Manhattan. Cleesaddle's blacksmith shop and home once served as a vital part of Ghent in Kentucky. Can you imagine metal detecting here? Today, the site remains a preserved piece of Ghent's heritage, offering a glimpse into the past. Market Hall, built in 1841 at 188 Meeting Street in Charleston, South Carolina, was a bustling center of commerce in 1906. In 2009, the historic building still stands, continuing to be a cherished Charleston landmark. In 1869, members of the Shoshone tribe were photographed in Hennifer, Utah. Today, many of their descendants reside on the Wind River Reservation in Wyoming. By 2022, the landscape of Hennifer has changed, but the history of the Shoshone people endures. In 1941, Hollywood High School stood as an iconic institution in Los Angeles, reflecting the city's growing prominence. Today, the historic school remains a recognizable landmark, continuing to serve students in the heart of Hollywood. In 1861, Abraham Lincoln's home in Springfield, Illinois, stood as a symbol of his humble beginnings before he left for the presidency. Today, the home is a well-preserved National Historic Site, offering a glimpse into Lincoln's early life. In 1908, the Manhattan Bridge was still under construction, with its impressive framework slowly taking shape. Today, the completed Manhattan Bridge stands as a vital part of New York City's iconic skyline and infrastructure. On May 4, 1970, Kent State University became a significant site in American history following tragic events that took place on campus. Today, Kent State continues to honor its history while thriving as an educational institution, with a peaceful campus that marks its resilience.